So we're here with Amanda Jenkins, obviously the most important person behind The Chosen, obviously the brains behind everything, Bible
That is a little bit true. It's not entirely, but it is a little bit
I'm married, I know how it works, okay? So if you could tell us any small story about Dallas that you would like the internet to know, do you have one on the top of your head?
I'm bad on the spot.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
I don't know. I mean, it's not even funny. Like, I would love to think, after you leave, I'll think of like an embarrassing, funny something that I'll wish I would have said. But what I would say about Dallas is he cries all the time. He cries all the time. Not when we're in fights. He doesn't cry at fights, but he cries at like any lovely Jesus thing. He cries all the time. So The Chosen, I feel like, comes out of the overflow of his heart. That it's so sincere. And then every so often I'm like, can you cry when I'm mad at you? Like once. But he doesn't cry.
I totally get that for sure. But what has been, I guess, a moment for you that has been one of the most special moments to this whole Chosen journey? I know that obviously you're the one that coined the Red Sea moments and all of that, but is there a particular moment that you think of that you're like, okay, this is definitely the moment when I thought, this is God's, we're gonna walk with this and this is what we're doing?
Yeah, my life-changing moment was the first round of fundraising because I was the most scared to jump off the cliff of we have no job and we're just following God into the wilderness. And when I saw God's plan come into fruition, that it was the body of Christ that was going to fund the show and was going to be our provision and the show's provision, I mean, that has remained just a life-changing fork in the road for me to see that, like, when you follow God into the wilderness, that's when you see him do wilderness things that don't exist in the city, as it were,
Our story is very similar, where Vanessa has always been the breadwinner for our family, and she lost her job, and that was probably 75% of our income just gone. And I'm a pastor, and so for me, pastoral work is not that great of a income maker. And so for us, it was really leaning on God, and that's when our YouTube channel really started taking off with the Chosen stuff. And it's been an amazing journey since then, but really you guys have been a large part of our journey as well, and within all of that.
And that's the thing, you start hearing, once you experience God in that radical way, then you start hearing other people's radical God stories, and you're like, okay, let's do this. And quite frankly, I don't want to leave the wilderness. Like, I would rather follow him for the next 40 years out here than to go with what's traditional now, because I want to cling and I want to depend and I want to do the daily thing,
Yeah, we have this song in our church that we wrote, and in the bridge of the song it says, in the valley deep, in the deepest soil, we can trade these rags for a crown forevermore. And so it's this idea that you don't grow on the mountaintop. The mountaintop, there's no plants, there's nothing there that can grow. So you grow in the hard stuff. You grow in the wilderness. You grow in the valley. And so I definitely resonate with that. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Love you so much. I'm so glad that we could meet and chat a little bit. So thank you.
Happy to. Thank you.